Hello guys and welcome back to Eyes on the Ball. These are my grand final predictions. So here we are. Last match of the season, biggest match of the season. Looks like it's going to be an absolutely cracking grand final. Now the format for this tips video is going to be slightly different, just to make it a bit longer, because I'm not going to do a 1 minute tips video. So that'd be a bit boring, so I'd do more in depth. So first of all, last week I got 2 out of 2 tips on the Friday night. Sydney played Port Adelaide. Sydney a comfortable win. I'll mention it more, like when I'm describing the teams. And then Brisbane got a pretty nice win over Geelong in the second prelim. Ollis Cole 0 out of 2. First one was he to kick a goal and have 25. He kicked 2 goals and had 24, so that's pretty unlucky. And then I had Brisbane to trail by 20 plus points at half time, and I'm pretty sure they trailed by 19. So close, but not that close. So yeah, last tips video of the year. We better get into it. So MCG 2:30 PM Saturday. Expect an absolutely massive crowd of probably 100,000. Swans last 5 form. 5 wins. They've had 2 wins this final series. Last 5 years, finals record 4-3, so they're running pretty well into finals. Last week, quite a comfortable win over Port Adelaide. They were always favourites, being at home at the SCG, finishing on top, earning that home prelim. Also being minor premiers, so they played very well and were outstanding. Port Adelaide were behind most of the match. Some of their best players being Heaney, as I mentioned earlier. Also had Papley kick 3. Goulden had 27 disposals. And Florent had 23. So a few contributors that all played well. Nick Blakey, Rowbottom, Campbell. So yeah, very good performance and should fill them with a lot of confidence going into the grand final. Brisbane, on the other hand, they've won 4 in a row. They've had to win 3 finals to get to the grand final. They've done it the tough way. If they did win, they'd be the first team outside the 8 since the Western Bulldogs in their fairy tale run in 2016, finishing 7th. So that'd be a big record. They played outstanding against Geelong in a very close match. Geelong probably heading in as favourites, but Brisbane, well, they just played outstanding, winning by 10 points, 85-95. It was an absolutely cracking game. From a neutral watch, 93,000. Their best players, Zorko, Neil, Dunkley, McCluggage, Wilmot, Ashcroft, Calamachi, Cam Rayner, all playing well. Pats played pretty well as well. Oliver Henry played well for them, Graham Myers, but gee, the Lions, they just played superbly. Pretty happy about it, but so they should be. So this really sets up the scene for an absolutely cracking grand final. Yeah, both teams have really got some big names playing. Warner, Goulden, Florent, all those big names for the Swans. Papley, Lakey. Lions have got the likes of Neil, Ashcroft, McCluggage, Rayner. And then they've got their forward line. Archie played well last week. They've got Lincoln McCarthy, who is injured. Oscar McInerney is not playing, given he did dislocate his shoulder twice, which looked quite painful, but he just did well to keep on playing and probably helped them win the game still. So Darcy Fort will play his first game, well, likely, since round 7, so that'll be a big story. Now, getting into the predictions for the match. At quarter time, I reckon Sydney will be up by 4 points, 4-3-27 to 3-5-23. I reckon it'll be a pretty close first quarter. couple of inaccurate, a bit of inaccurate kicking, but a couple of goals to either side. I reckon Joel Marty kicks the opening goal for the Swans. Then we move into half time, where I've got Sydney 79, 7 goals 7 to Brisbane 7 goals 9, 51. So be very close, very tight, quite similar to last year's grand final scores wise. And really good game. I think leading disposal getters will be Rayner, Goulden, Warner, Heaney, McCluggage, Neil, all of those sort of players. I reckon Joe Danaher has a few. He's been really good the last couple of weeks. Charlie Cameron, he hasn't had a great season, but I reckon he'll perform on the big stage. Then three-quarter time, Sydney 10-8, 68 to Brisbane 11-10, 76. So Brisbane take a bit of a lead in the third quarter. Very close, not much separating the sides. In the premiership quarter, as they say, Brisbane pull away, but hope is not lost for Sydney, and it's setting up a cracking final quarter. And then finally, Sydney win that. My prediction is Sydney win the 2024 AFL Grand Final by 2 points in an absolute thriller. 13-9-87 to Brisbane 12-13-85. Sydney have deserved it all year. Looks like the standout team. They've lost 3 grand finals, like their last 3 they've played in, they've lost, so I think they deserve a win. Brisbane, well, they're going to be heartbroken again, but I reckon Sydney will get the job done. Key players being Warner, Blakey, Goulden, Florent, Heaney, all the big names. And Brisbane, best on, I reckon, Cam Rayner for Brisbane. He's just been superb this year. And McCluggage, Neil. Speaking of good players, I'm saying that Chad Warner will win the Norm Smith medal. He's really just had a breakout, outstanding season and has just been superb all season, has really helped the Swans on their rise up the ladder. So, thanks for watching my last tips video for 2024. Those are my predictions. If you have any, you can comment them, but not much else to say. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy the grand final, and I'll see you next time.